Hey everyone, Dan Longman, NFM Lending. Hope you're doing well. So my screen might look a little blurry, a little off here, and it's because I'm sharing my screen because I really thought this was important. I wanted to give you a visual representation of the temporary rate buy down program. So you probably have heard a 2-1 buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down. So what is it? How does it work? I want to go over this quickly with you. So if you are at my website, or if you want to go to my website, and I can send this in the email here, you're just going to scroll down. We have a cool tool here called Rate Buy Down Calculator. So I'm going to pull that up. And we're going to go through this. This automatically calculates the different programs. There's the 3-2-1, the 2-1, and the 1-0 buy down. So this defaults for a loan of 300. Let's just change this to 500,000. We're also going to put the current interest rate, which right now is sitting at about 7.5. We have seen a rate improvement, by the way. We touched at about 8%, and now it's gone down here some. So how does a 3-2-1 buy down work? So this is a seller credit, and what a 3-2-1 would do, it would buy the interest rate down from this 7.5 to 4.5. So it buys it down by 3% in year one. So that drops your monthly principal and interest payment, which would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $34.96 down to $25.33, saving you in essence $962.65 a month, which is about $11.5 on an annual basis. So that would be year one. You're going to get a bulk of the savings in year one. In year two, it goes to 5.5%. Your monthly principal and interest, $28.38, you would save $657 in that example for an annual savings for $78.85. And then in year three, it would go down 1% to 6.5. Principal and interest, $31.60, saving $335. So over the year, it'd be $4,028. So if you add up these annual savings, and you could see the savings go down each year because the rate is obviously going up. You would save a total of $23,466 over a 3-year period. Now, this is where the seller would come in. If you could negotiate a seller credit for this amount, $23,466 on a $500,000 loan amount, you could literally get into a 3-2-1 buy down. And the goal here is to be able to refinance eventually, and you can do it at any time. You don't have to wait for these 3 years. You could do it in year two if rates go down and get into a lower fixed rate in year three. So just keep that in mind. And anything that you don't use out of this seller credit would just be refunded back to you. Okay. So 2-1 buy down, this is the most popular. Same thing here, guys. I mean, it's just basically you're buying the rate down 2% in the first year. So go to 5.5. And that first year, your savings would be $78.85. And then it would go down to 1% in year two to 6.5. So your annual savings would be $4,028. So this might be a little bit more realistic. Maybe you can't get a $23,000 seller credit, but you can get close to a $12,000 seller credit. So in this example, you could do the 2-1 buy down. Now, another thing to point out is let's say you get a $15,000 seller credit. Well, take 12 of it for sure, or just shy of that, use it for the 2-1 buy down, and the other $3,000 you could apply towards your closing costs. Okay. And then lastly, let's just say you're really not going to get much for the seller. You negotiated a really good price. They only want to give you $4,000 or $5,000. Well, you can do a 1-0 buy down. That's just going to take the rate from 7.5 down to 6.5, still save you $4,000 for the year. And then hopefully by that time, we do see rates come down at the end of 2024, you could still refinance. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. If you want to go to my website, calculate any of these, I'd be happy to do it for you. As you can see, it took me all but 30 seconds to do. I can email it right out to you, but I think this is a great tool if you're a realtor to show your buyers. And if you're a listing agent too, this is great. If their house is sitting and it's not selling, I mean, look what a seller credit could do for them, could do for the buyer. I mean, that's going to gain a lot of interest. So to me, this is great for both parties. So once again, thank you for your time. If you have any questions on the temporary rate buy down programs, feel free to reach out. Okay. Have a great day. Bye-bye.